I'm sure you will remember how to calculate YTM. I'm sure you will remember what is YTM. YTM is a rate at which, if the cash flows on a bond are discounted, then present value of those cash flows will be equal to the amount of investment that you are making in calculating that you are making in that bond. So this is YTM. So if I have to find YTM, now what should I do? Let's say if I have a case where bond is of 100 rupees, currently it is selling at 95 rupees with 5 annual coupons of 12% remaining with redemption at par. So what you have an investment you are making of 95 rupees, that is your outflow in this bond, and this bond is going to give you coupon of 12 rupees for 5 years, and at the end of the 5th year it will also redeem the face value of 100 rupees. So if I have to find out the YTM, and what will I have to do? I will have to solve this equation that you see on the screen. Now I am not a good mathematician, so I don't know how to solve this equation. But luckily, what you have Excel available, and Excel can find out the YTM for you or the IRR for you very easily. So the YTM in this case is coming 13.44. If I have to find the value of R, I'm being honest, it's not possible for me at least today to find out the value of R. So what do? I don't break my head in trying to solve and find the value of R. Instead of that, what can I do? I can go to Excel sheet, and through the Excel sheet I can find out what is the YTM. And please remember, I have mentioned it to you already. YTM is same as IRR. So if I have to calculate YTM, what can I do? I can use the same formula which I use for calculating IRR. So if I use the same formula as I use for calculating the IRR, I will be able to find out what is the YTM. And I'm sure all of you at this juncture are completely clear conceptually as to what is YTM. YTM is not yield to maturity. It is not that return that you will get per se. No, it is the rate at which, when you discount the cash flows on the bond, the present value will be equal to the investment that you are making in that bond. So what I will do, instead of try and solve this equation that might take a very long time, what I can do is I can simply go to the Excel sheet and try and find out. So 95 मेरा आउटफ्लो है और 5 साल तक मेरे ये हैं, क्या बोलते हैं, कूपन है, उसके बाद में रिडम्पशन है. So let me try and change to Excel sheet. Hope I am able to do it. So I hope it is possible. Let's see. Now where do I go? I had to share a file, so maybe I will go here. Are you able to see an Excel sheet on the screen? I'm sure you are not.
No, no, sir.
No, na? Okay. Thank you, Rakesh. Are you able to see it now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So, and I'm sure since you all are sitting in front of your laptops or desktops, you are able to read everything very clearly. So this is the 0 year, and in the 0 year, I'm making an investment. My outflow is 95, isn't it? And this is first year, second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year. In the first year, I get a coupon of 12, and I get the coupon for all the 4 years. And in the fifth year, what I'm getting, I'm not only getting coupon, but I'm also getting the face value return from on this bond. So which means in the fifth year, my cash flow is 112, right? So this is what is my cash flow on this bond, minus 95, and as you can see on the screen. Now what I have to do, I have to calculate the YTM of this bond. And please remember, as I have explained, YTM is same as IRR. The only difference is IRR is used in the context of project evaluation, capital expenditure planning. YTM is used in the context of fixed income securities. That is the only difference. Principally, both are same. So if I have to find out the YTM of this cash flow, if I have to find out the YTM of this bond, how will I do it? So I will just put an equal sign and write IRR. And then what I will do, I will start the parenthesis and select the cash flow of which I want to calculate the YTM. Close the parenthesis and enter the and press the enter button. And what do I get here? I get here a rate which is 13.44%. I am sure you will remember when I was sharing that slide with you, the YTM was coming 13.44%. So that was by finding out value of R. It may be difficult, it may be time consuming. Instead of doing that, you just simply use the Excel sheet and it will give you your YTM. So now please pay attention. Now 13.44 is the YTM of this bond. How this number is going to help me in taking a decision? Can somebody tell me? How this number can help me or will help me in take?
Sir, if by investing in the product that gives us return less than 30.44%.
Very good, Angad. Very good. So can you speak a little louder because your voice is little, not able to.
Speaking slowly, sir. Yeah. I was just speaking slowly because I thought I was wearing a headphones.
No.
Is it okay now?
Yeah, now it is much better actually.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Please go ahead, Angad.
So it is suppose it will help us making an investment decision. If we have funds and we like to invest, and if there is any product that is giving us return less than this, then we'll take this bond.
Good.
If it's their return, then if they're giving more than this, then we'll not take this one and we'll take the bond or investment product that we have.
Right.
If we talk about from the bank's perspective also, then suppose if the market, if they want to raise funds and the market rate of interest are 15 or 20%, then they'll issue this bond and investors may or may not subscribe to it. But if the rate of market rate is less than this, then they'll not issue these bonds and then they'll keep go to the market and take it on the lesser side.
Very good. Angad, I think very nicely explained. And let me just sum it up. How this number can also help me in taking decisions about the investment. So if looking at, I'm an investor. So as an investor, if this bond is giving me a YTM of 13.44%, I would see as to what is my cost of capital. And if I check my cost of capital and I realize that my cost of capital for my fund, for the money that I have, is 11%. So if the cost of capital for me is 11%, this bond is giving me a return of 13.44%. That is, it is giving me a YTM of 13.44%, which is much higher than my cost of capital. So it will help me to take a decision that I can invest in this bond. If my cost of capital is 15%, this bond is giving me a return of 13.44%. That means YTM on this bond is lower than my cost of capital, and therefore it will not be in my interest to make investment in this bond, and that is why I should not make investment in this bond. And this is how, friends, YTM, this is how the YTM is calculated. I am sure every one of you must be completely at ease in calculating YTM. So you will have no challenge at all in calculating the YTM from henceforth. And plus, I am sure all of you are also very clear as to how the YTM number as such, is used for the purpose of investment decision making as far as the bond markets are concerned, or as far as the bonds are concerned. So with this, I can go back again to my previous slide, and let me see. So
Sir, what including cost of capital? I have a query.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Sir, what including cost of capital means it's a comparison with other bonds also, or my cost of capital means I am getting a return from other bond also.
Can you repeat your question once again? Achha, okay, before that, are you able to see the PPT on your screen?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now please go ahead with your question.
asking, sir, cost of capital is my ideal money, or the cost of capital is comparison with other bonds, means the percentage I'm getting in other bonds.
What do you think?
I think the comparison with other bonds that I am getting return from other bond, that is also my cost of capital. That is my opportunity cost.
Uh-huh. Okay. 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 So
What is
okay, good. What else?
that's why I asking.
May I?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good question. And that's a please remember all of you, cost of capital is not a combination of three words. Cost of capital is something which is very basic, fundamental, critical as far as the world of finance is concerned, and more so as far as the world of valuations and financial decision making is concerned. Our understanding about the cost of capital has to be absolutely thorough if we really have to deal with these situations in the world of finance or in the world of business valuations. So I'm glad that you have asked this question, and I would like the everyone on the group to respond to this question, and I would like all of you to answer this question as to what is your view as to what is cost of capital.
Sir,
Sir,
I was okay, Gulu.
okay.
Any
Sir, it may be the cost of acquisition that particular security, that like processing fees. Is it?
No, right.
oh,
Actually,
oh,
cost of capital is so there are stakeholders, there are investors, everyone is there to buy or invest in a security or to make a decision. So the return or cost that they expect on a minimum scale that they would like to have is the cost of capital based on equity or debt. Suppose if we have equity stakeholders, so they need at least an 18% of uh, return on their investment. Then that is the cost of capital for equity. There are many calculations for that, but yes, and for debt is the minimum return that an investor expects on its investment is what the cost of capital is in general terms.
okay, okay, good. Prabhakar, yes, please go ahead, Prabhakar.
In my view, cost of capital means money जो मैं पैसा सिक्योरिटी में इन्वेस्ट करने के लिए लेके आ रहा हूँ, मुझे वो पैसा बढ़ रहा है. लाइक अगर मैं बैंक से लोन ले रहा हूँ तो वो लोन पे जो इंटरेस्ट है वो मेरा कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल. सो इन माय व्यू कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल जो मेरे पास पैसा है वो पैसा लाने के लिए मुझे कितना एक्सपेंस देना पड़ा और उसके अगेंस्ट यहाँ रिटर्न मुझे कितना मिल रहा है वो मैं YTM मेरे को हेल्प करता है डिसीजन लेने.
Correct. So all of you,
Sir,
yeah,
can I add one more?
sure. Please go ahead.
Suppose yes, सर मैं एक सैलरीड पर्सन हूँ.
हाँ.
मेरे को तो जो सैलरी मिल रही है वही मैं इन्वेस्ट कर रहा हूँ बॉन्ड में.
हाँ.
तो मेरे लिए क्या कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल होगी, मैं ये कैसे डिटरमाइन कर पाऊंगा?
What is your answer to this question?
सर मेरे लिए फिर वो या तो अपॉर्चुनिटी कॉस्ट होगी जो मैं
Absolutely.
दूसरे ओके सर.
Absolutely.
Borrowing plus opportunity cost.
Absolutely.
ओके सर.
Opportunity. Okay. Opportunity cost for you. The cost of capital is opportunity cost. For you, the cost of capital is opportunity cost. If you were to invest this money somewhere, how much would you have earned? Suppose you would have earned 15%. That is your cost of capital. That means by investing in this particular avenue, you are foregoing a return of 15%. That means this avenue has to give you a minimum return of 15%. Otherwise, this investment opportunity for you is not good. So this is how you would have to look at. Now, friends, please all of you pay attention. Cost of capital is what? Cost of capital is every business of whatever type, in whichever industry, in whichever country, would start only with infusion of capital. And that capital in that business can come from two sources. Source number one is equity, and source number two is debt. Now, what drives the business all over the world? पूरी दुनिया में जितने भी बिजनेसेस हैं, जब वो बजटिंग करते हैं, लॉन्ग टर्म पर्सपेक्टिव प्लान करते हैं, व्हाट इज द ड्राइवर? द ड्राइवर इज आई हैव पुट मनी इनटू द बिजनेस and that money is costing me. So equity, the debt will be costing me, preferential capital will be costing me, equity will also be costing me. So what is the driver for me as the chief executive officer, or as the chairman of the company, or as the CFO of the company, or as the board of director of the company? What is my driver? My driver is to ensure that from the operations of the company there is a return on the capital which is employed, which is more than the cost of capital. Only if the business is earning a return on the capital employed, which is more than the cost of capital employed, only this business will be able to survive for a long time. Otherwise, the business will go down the tube sooner than later. So, we need to understand what is cost of capital. Cost of capital, friends, can be understood in two ways. Number one, cost of equity, and number two, SOCE. SOCE is what? SOCE is cost of capital employed. And SOCE is also known as weighted average cost of capital. Weighted average cost of capital. So, number one, cost of capital can be understood from 2 points of view. Number one, the point of view of equity, which is the cost of equity. And number two, SOCE, which is cost of capital employed. Cost of capital employed, friends, is also known as WACC or WACOC, which is the weighted average cost of capital. Now, depending on the cash flow that you are using, so you may be using free cash flow for firm, or you may be using free cash flow for equity. And this is where you have to be absolutely clear. If you are using free cash flow for equity, and if you have to find out the present value of free cash flow of equity, what you should use for the purpose of discounting, you should use for the purpose of discounting cost of equity. If you are using free cash flow for firm, then what you should do is you should use the cost of capital employed, or the weighted average cost of capital, for discounting the free cash flow for the firm. And that is what we need to understand, and we need to be very clear. And please remember, I'm not saying this only in the context of valuation. What I'm saying is applicable in each and every business situation that we may be in. मैं कोई भी बिजनेस चला रहा हूँ, किसी भी तरह का बिजनेस चला रहा हूँ, my main driver has to be what is that my return on capital employed is more than my cost of capital employed. And remember, this is what can also drive all of us in giving advice to our clients. In giving advice to our clients, we need to tell our clients, my friend, first thing that you need to check whether you are earning a return in your business which is more than your cost of capital employed. And for that, please remember, for finding out whether you are earning a return on the business from the business which is more than your cost of capital employed, सबसे पहले आपको क्या मालूम करना पड़ेगा? सबसे पहले आपको मालूम करना पड़ेगा कि मेरी कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल क्या है. इंसिडेंटली, अनफॉर्चुनेटली, फॉर वट एवर रीज़न, हिंदुस्तान में नहीं बल्कि पूरी दुनिया में बहुत सारे बिजनेसेस हैं, उनको मालूम ही नहीं है कि उनकी कॉस्ट ऑफ कैपिटल क्या है. एंड दैट इज़ वॉट वी नीड टू डू. So in the context of fixed income securities or bonds, also the same thing is applicable. So if you are a wealth manager, or if you are a private equity fund, or if you are a venture capital fund, or if you are a pension fund, you may be any kind of fund. Ultimately, what you have to do as a fund manager, you have to take decisions of investment. You cannot skip it. You cannot avoid it. So what will drive you? How do you take a decision? क्या यहाँ invest करूँ कि नहीं करूँ? You need a reference point. And what is that reference point? That reference point is your cost of capital. So long as you are ensuring that you are investing the fund's money in those securities where the where the YTM is more than your cost of capital, you are in safe zone. But the moment you start putting your money into the securities where your YTM is less than your cost of capital, then you are in trouble. And that is why, friends, we need to understand cost of capital very clearly. And I'm summarizing once again. Cost of capital का मतलब क्या है? सिंपल सी बात है. Cost of capital का मतलब इतना सा ही है कि आपने बिजनेस में जो कैपिटल लगाया है, उस कैपिटल के ऊपर आप खर्चा कर रहे हो. You are incurring a cost on that capital, and what that cost is your cost of capital. It is as simple as that. I hope I answered that questions very clearly. In case someone still has a doubt, please go ahead and I would still be happy to answer it.